We are Bryce and Jen, and we are living in our van full-time with our dog Kane. Welcome to our van. Our build was quick, completed on weekends over an 8-month period. Since it was built fast, our build has a simple style compared to other vans. We built out a 2017 Ford Transit with an EcoBoost engine. We went with a high roof on a standard length chassis. Welcome to our kitchen. This is my favorite spot in the van because I spend most of my time cooking for Bryce here.
Yay!
We have a galley style kitchen and we custom made our sink cabinet to fit this space, and we had to test fit 2 people in the area to make sure that it was suitable for us. We had used a butcher block kind of countertop from a hardware store and then used Sedona stain on it to match our color theme of red and teal. To give us more space in our kitchen, we added a flip-up table. That way I have more space for chopping food, doing our dishes, or even we can put our Coleman stove here and have a view when we're cooking. Another addition to our kitchen that has made a world of a difference for Kane is we added a little dog dish bowl so he doesn't have to eat off the floor.
This is my second favorite feature of the van.
To find a good sized sink, because we didn't want to do just a kitchen bowl sink and we didn't want a ginormous sink, we found a bar sink to fit this space. Bryce will tell you later about our underneath, how we got our sink running, and that's also in a different video too if you're interested. To cover up the ugliness and void, I created curtains, and then to make more space in our curtains I added pockets, which have come handy.
Yeah, it's been a great place to hold the soaps and random garbage bags and just any other miscellaneous small stuff.
They definitely can be designed differently, but we had limited time, so they do the job. To go with our bar sink, we went with a brushed stainless steel Moen faucet. We like it because it can extend into the sink, and we can turn it out here and wash outside. We have not done that yet. So.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna do that a lot. We have never done that once.
The other part that we like about our sink is that when you turn it on, it has the 2 options of the multi-sprayer, or what is it?
I don't know.
We like it because it does this.
It's fancy.
That is this part of the kitchen. We will move on over to this part. To go with the theme of our countertops, we added a butcher block to this tool chest, if you can believe it or not, this is a tool chest, to match everything.
This is actually a Craftsman toolbox. Went around to all the different Home Depots and Menards, and we're like kind of shaking toolboxes, trying to see how loud they were gonna be.
Soundproof.
Yeah, just so that when we're driving down bumpy roads, when it's shaking, it wouldn't drive us insane. And for Craftsman being, like, I would say lower middle tier, it's really held up quite well.
This is our Lagoon table. We used a scrap piece of the countertop to fit in the inlay of the tool chest. And then Bryce added a Lagoon mount to the bottom. So then that way we can swivel it around and have an eating space. Also for him to have a workspace since his monitor is right here.
You may be asking yourself, where's their stove? Well, we keep it right here. Your standard issue $40 or $50 Coleman dual burner. We just take this out and set this up whenever we need to start cooking. And then we just have kind of miscellaneous other storage in the top, and this often changes. And then here is kind of my computer laptop drawer. Got just random wires and then other miscellaneous storage. Here's all of our spices and plate storage. Yeah, look at that. That one's nice and organized. Well, I won't show you that one.
That one's just canned goods.
It's canned goods and like vitamins. And then in here is just kind of our pots and pans.
And our blend jet.
Yeah, there's the blend jet, nice and clean. We have this Magma pot kit that we really like that all packs down. Saw it on Earth Roamer, I think was the first time I had seen it. And we've been using that for almost 4 months now. And it looks beat and dirty because we cook on it, you know, 3 times a day, but it's awesome. It's really held up quite well. So on the bottom of the toolbox, to get it up to kind of countertop height, I built kind of a 2x4 foundation so it would mount to the floor and then have some additional storage. So we mostly just use this for all like kind of the long skinny stuff like brooms and random dog toys and vacuum and all that sort of stuff. And then Jen made this matching little, what do you call that?
Tool chest skirt.
Tool chest curtain to cover all of it up.
To hide the void and the abyss of dog toys.
Yeah, it normally is just dirty dog toys. So to give the tool chest a little more flair, not such a utilitarian mechanic look, we decided to have it wrapped. So this is all a sticker. So I took it to Office Sign Company in Fargo, North Dakota. Josh, my man there. Josh, thanks for wrapping it. He's wrapped all of our race cars and everything and just an awesome job. So they did a custom design, and then on the design we had them include the Epoch from Chrono Trigger, since that's what we named the van. And we love how it turned out. This stuff holds up so well, even after, in the case of the race car, years of abuse. It still looks brand new. So it was an easy choice to wrap this. So one thing I forgot to mention with the toolbox is the reason I put this in here is in case anyone broke into our van, it adds another layer of security. You can just lock it and then be on our merry way with at least the stuff that's in the toolbox is sound. As we mentioned, we built a really simple sink. It just has a gray and then a freshwater, and that's it. And then we've added some additional storage in here just to try to, you know, use every inch we can. And then you can see that that's our Webasto diesel heater fill tank there. So I couldn't find a better place for that. I want it to be under hood at some point, but for now, here it is. All right, so this is my computer monitor. This is a BenQ 23-inch zero lag video game monitor that's LCD, so it's low power usage, and thanks Mike for hooking me up with this. I do a lot of gaming on it actually, and working. It's been really great. So we have it where you can swivel it out so we can sit in bed and watch movies and TV, or else I swivel it around and kind of down here for if I'm going to be working on it, and then other times swivel it over here and down, and you can relax here and play games or watch movies kind of in just the front of the van.
To make this area even more beautiful, I created something where the ugly foam blobs used to go that were for the airbags. So I took my sewing skills, which aren't very great, and I mocked up this area and sculpted foam underneath. So if we were to ever get in an accident, we would be pretty safe without having any staples or nails coming at us.
Yes, this is a real problem child for anyone at the Ford Transit. You guys know what I'm talking about. These areas are just so ugly, and they're really hard to try to remedy that. It's just a big piece of foam.
Going off of this ugly foam area, we have this shelf above the driver and passenger seat that we use for storage for our towels, curtain, more towels, cane stuff, just kind of miscellaneous things that we want to tuck out of the way. Eventually we hope to make it a little more private and prettier with putting something around it to cover it, but this is what it looks like for now.
Yeah, we mostly put stuff in there that in case it falls and hits us, it doesn't hurt us.
Yeah.
This is our overhead storage. We built this really quickly right before a trip, as is most things in the van. They were done with the utmost haste. Thank you, Jim, for helping us with this bad boy. Later on, we did add like a cupboard and a magnet on the ceiling to keep that open, and this is just additional dry food storage. And then you can see all of the clothing that we own. So between these two baskets, that's my clothing, and then all of Jen's clothing are in the additional baskets there. So pretty minimal at this point.
And we cut down the shelf and put hanging baskets so I don't kill myself in the middle of the night.
Yeah, Jen kept waking up and just headbutting the shelf, And part of that, I think, is just because the mattress ended up being a lot thicker than we had planned. We wanted like a 4-inch mattress, but we kind of kept adding layers to it as time went on because it just wasn't very comfortable. So that was too bad. And then this maybe could have been a little bit higher, and the bed could have been a little bit lower based on kind of everything that we had, but ended up this way. And
in retrospect, we would have done it different.
Yeah.
But we like it for now.
Yeah, for now, yeah, we'll probably redo. This is one of the big things on the list to eventually redo, but it works for now.
Yeah. To divide the garage space and our living area, we just cut up an old quilt blanket and attached it to our bed platform. The other great thing about this is that it helps with insulating the space, so it keeps Kane warm in the middle of the night, especially when we didn't have a heater.
Yeah, Kane sleeps on the floor right here. So that's kind of his impromptu kennel. A lot of people wall off their garage, and I gotta say that I think on paper I would have went back and walled off the garage, but now after having it this way, I can't tell you how often we crawl underneath and grab tools and grab random canned foods and just have access to everything down there, and it happens all the time. So we already had a fridge that was donated to us, and we had been using that. Eventually it died, so we upgraded to this ARB, which is a 73 can fridge. It has a fridge freezer, and so far, after what's 3 or 4 months, it's been really good. It has a charging port on it that we never use because our Titan's right there. It's the perfect size and shape, and it's nice and tall. It kind of maxed out the space that we had built for that other fridge. It was actually really hard. I was looking at Dometics and other ones. This one just fit the space better than anything else. So as far as power system goes, I went back and forth with building my own like I had done in my last vehicle, but I wanted something that was going to be really easy. We didn't have very much time to actually build the van, so I went with this 0.0 Titan. It's been all right. I've already burned it out one time by hooking a blender up to it. So I don't super trust the maximum wattage of the inverter, but so far, I mean, with the one battery, I would say it performed quite well. We've been fairly pleased.
And Bryce had built a surround around it to make sure that it stays in place when we drive, and also that way we can attach our Milwaukee pack-out storage bin on top.
Yeah, we went with a Milwaukee pack-out system for kind of everything, so it's all interchangeable and clicks together, and that's been, I would say, really awesome. So the bed platform we'll talk about more as we kind of crawl underneath and show you more about it, but this is just my bag that I use with all my toiletry stuff. There's a bag there with all my video gaming stuff. If you want to know more about that, just let me know. And yeah, just other kind of random storage. There's a little bit, maybe 2-3 inches, where you can have water and phone and whatever else on each side.
And this is my squirrel hole.
That's what we call Jen's area. It's just kind of a stash spot.
It does its job. The other part that we like about our sink area is that we attached a drop-down table.
It's really high-powered.
We attached a drop-down table to the outside of the van to add a little bit more seating. Obviously this can't hold itself, so to help with that we use our bike pump, and we can adjust it and use like a clamp to hold it and kind of adjust to the ground that we're sitting on. So it's been really nice to be able to have separate areas from the inside to the outside. If you want to eat out here, Bryce wants to work out here, I want to sit out here. So, and it also fits nicely under our awning.
Yeah, as you can tell, the theme might be Bryce's stolen ideas while we were building this, because I just incorporated a whole bunch of different things from different van builds that looked simple, looked easy to build, and looked like they would be very high functioning. So this is a FEMA F45S titanium awning. It has really overperformed. We've been super happy with it, especially spending as much time in the desert as we have. You can see Jen here, she'll be putting it away.
Struggling.
We also bought a roof rack that was made for this particular awning, so it made the installation of it pretty darn easy.
If you want a good arm workout, get yourself a FEMA awning.
You sound like the Tin Man.
Ta-da!
So a less obvious piece here when the seat is swiveled is I have this kind of overlanding pack, almost like a additional storage for the back of the seat. So when it's swiveled around, you have really easy access to all these pockets. And when it's swiveled this way, you just gotta open the door to have access. But this is where I have like nuts and bolts and screws and fasteners and, you know, random stuff that there's really no place for. And you can divide up your storage into all these little zipper bags. So this is a CRL window that we ordered. It took about 6 months to receive it. And one of the things that we didn't know is that the van window only opens like an inch or two, and I'm sure it's to prevent people from reaching their hand in there to pop the lock, but it's been a huge pain in the butt. It is better than not having any airflow, but it's so minimal that if I would have known that, I probably just would have put OEM glass in it and saved myself like 600, 700 bucks.
Welcome to the back of the van. This is where we keep all of our fun toys, or mostly known as the garage space. We built this space particularly around the bikes. Our bed height is this height because of the bikes. To go with our garage space, to make it easier, Bryce added drawer slides so we can take out our bikes easily, and it can hold a lot of weight.
They're heavy duty drawer slides from Amazon, the one that everyone orders. They're something like 200 bucks a slide. So they're pretty spendy, but they've held up. They're pretty good.
This side as well slides out. This one has a little bit more stuff on it, so it's a little harder to slide. But we have our Honda generator, which is nice on those days where it's not as sunny. And then we just store more of our water back here, and Bryce's tools with the Milwaukee pack out. The other thing about our garage space, we added a shoe rack and just cut it, so then that way we can store all of our shoes, more biking things. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, as you can see here, I have all my axes and toys just mounted up there. It's been really handy just to have them available, as I have used them almost every day we've been out here. Also on the back, we have some additional lights and a roof rack up there with 400 watts of solar. I'll talk more about the roof rack here in a minute. So also back here, we have some additional gasoline here for the Honda generator. I have a drill just handy all the time. There's constant repairs needed, so drill was a necessity. And then we got BFG KO2s so that we could start airing down our tires when we're doing random back roads. So this is an ARB air compressor, 12 volt air compressor. It works great, and that allows us to air up after we're done airing down for those Jeep roads. In this dry bag here, that's all of our different bands and kind of rehab and exercise equipment. So behind the bikes here, we have additional storage. We added this canvas cloth, which has been awesome for additional storage. And right there, we have all of our different pads. You can see we have some backpacks we use, and then our laundry, which is full. We need to take care of that soon. And then other random storage, Reflectix and toilet paper and paper towels, that sort of stuff. On this side, you can see the pack out system a bit better. So the bottom one I have here is all of my tools, just for fixing anything on the road. This one is for bike parts, bike tools, and then the top one is just storage. So we have more dry storage and other random stuff that we don't have to get to all that often. Back here you can see a WeBoost. We use that pretty often to get a better LTE signal. And then up top, see, this is my favorite part about the deck bed, that ladder. I mean, it's just a awkward beast that's pretty heavy, but we have a telescoping ladder right there that stores up under the bed perfect. More Reflectix. And then on this side is where we store some of our bathroom stuff, like the bathroom tent and other things like that. So right now it's open. And then I have these awesome little lights that are, they sense when you move something in here and they turn on. They've been great. So on top of the roof rack, we have 400 watts of solar, and then I also have a MaxxAir fan up there, and then a set of MaxTrax. We haven't really had to use the MaxTrax. I would probably move them under the bed if we were using them more, but for now, they can just stay up on top, and they're kind of out of the way.
We hope you enjoyed our little tour. If you have any questions about our build, please leave them down in the comment section below. Thanks again for coming on our tour. We know we could have built things differently or better, but we're satisfied for now. If you liked today's video, come follow us along on our van adventures to see how our build fares throughout our journey. We can't wait to see you then.